What's up, everybody? Black Lodge Games is here. I've still got the focus peeking on the camera. We're surrounded by a red halo. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. This should not disrupt the stream, he said before it destroyed everything. Nothing but the
finest.
The finest. Let me see here.
What's up, boys?
All right. Looks like it turned off. Good. But at least we know that we are in focus. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Black Lodge Games live stream. It is Thursday. Once again, we're on time.
It's a Thursday
Once again.
Can you believe it?
Can you believe it? I miss David Lynch
I know.
so fucking much, dude. Oh, man, we got a lot of people here. It's looking good.
Nice.
We've already got a super chat, and we already got it on, and it's a good one. From Crub
got
Lord
here?
Spider Pig for $5. Thank you very much. Have fun
Oh, hell
streaming
yeah.
tonight. I'm asleep. The players found Mondopolis, and one keeps gifting him bread.
Yes.
Help, my players have no clue what they've just found. He is, of course, talking about Mondopolis Gangler, our favorite NPC in all
yes.
of the Shucked Oyster, which is behind us on
That's
the
true.
left.
It is.
And it's
as well as what we're giving away.
as well as what we're giving away, which is Dead Center, which is going to be Horde Wars Advanced. This week, courtesy of Blackwall Games. So everybody thank Todd for this. But this is the hardcover, which is the one that I did most of the review out of in the hands review.
Right.
And I'm sure you can hear someone chomping away on kibble over there. We got another super chat coming
Whoa.
in already.
Thanks for arriving so punctually, Bob.
Well,
You
you're
got it.
welcome.
Every time.
And thank you, President Biden, for always reading the super chats. All right. To be the man, you've got to beat the man. Woo!
That's right. The one and the only.
Yeah.
Still going strong after all these years.
After all these years, Nature Boy, Ric Flair. We've been watching a lot of wrestling stuff recently. You've been watching like actual wrestling. I've just been watching YouTube clips a lot.
Yeah. I started watching it. I started watching WWE like maybe 3 months ago now because I was curious, like, is this shit like everything else is shit?
Yeah.
And some of it is. But it's amazing how unpolluted it is, or how much of the masculine American spirit
is still in wrestling.
intact.
Yeah.
And I unironically like it.
Yeah. And we want to go to see wrestling.
Yes.
And we looked at tickets and they were expensive.
Sadly.
So we might be too poor
For now.
for now. Yeah. Dungeon of Terra, good evening,
to
one
see
and
you,
all.
dude.
Tthank you. Line goes up. That's the hope. Yeah.
Yep.
Line go down. Sometimes it does. But number go up. You're damn right. We got Grognard in here. He's guided us a little bit on what we're going to be talking about tonight. And we're very excited to talk about this. Because we said at the beginning of the year, before we got caught up in writing and didn't make any videos, that we're going to be branching out and talking about some other stuff on the channel. It'll be gaming related, but not always perfectly. It'll be tangentially. And so tonight we're going to talk a little bit about that and what we got coming up. Woo! Exactly.
That's right.
If at least one of the boys isn't in a robe, this is a 0 out of 10 stream. Sorry to disappoint.
Sadly, we do not have the money of Nature Boy. We do not have our $1,000 lizard skin shoes or
not
Rolex or
not born
Lear
with
jets.
the silver spoon in the mouth. Or is it the golden spoon? I can't remember.
Spoon. Do we have to click that?
Click
Select
what?
the stream.
Oh, we can, yeah, if we want our little statistics. There we go. Howdy, y'all. Hoping everyone's having a blessed day.
Indeed.
Yep, we are. Howdy, everyone. Primeval Fantasy
Good
is
to
here,
see
as
you.
well as the Van Dad looking for orbs to ponder.
Ooh.
Nah, man, on time as always. North Texas does approach. We're very excited.
Yep.
We got a bunch of boxes of the Shucked
Shucked
Oyster,
which you can't
over
really
here.
see here, but they're there.
But that's a soft cover. But we got the hard covers we're going to be selling at the con. Each of us is going to be running the Shucked Oyster. I think Chubby Funster is going to be in my game, and then he's going to be in your
Nice.
vampire
Whoa.
game. Damn, 1999. Thank you.
Just found
Thank
you
you, dude.
guys last weekend, binged almost everything, and coming from learning 20 to 5 and have played for Star Wars and Delta Green a couple times, but I am missing out. What's different with Axie and Mithras?
Ooh, there's a lot going on here.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. We're glad that you found
Yeah,
our
that's
channel,
awesome,
and thank you
dude.
for binging it. That really actually helps the channel.
Yeah.
And $20 does too. So
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Thank
That was
you,
very
dude.
very generous. But welcome to Black Lodge Games.
Yeah.
Just found you guys last weekend and binged almost everything. I'm coming from learning Pathfinder
Pathfinder
1 to 5e.
Okay.
And have played Fantasy Flight games Star Wars and Delta Green a couple
Okay.
times, but I'm missing out. What's different with Axe 2 and Mithras?
Well, both of those games are very
Very
different, to FFG Star Wars, which I do like, and
Mm-hmm.
Delta Green, which I like the premise of, but haven't really put it through its paces.
Yeah.
I mean, well, you start. You go with Axe.
Yeah,
first.
I'll go with Axe. The difference between Axe and 5e, Axe combat, for the most part, is going to run faster than 5e combat does, especially as levels progress. But it's a different take on Dungeons and Dragons than you're probably used to. It is built from kind of the bones of Beckme, but it's way bigger than Beckme is, and it is much more of a simulation of what it's like to be in fantasy Roman Empire. So it takes you from being a lowly adventurer in the dungeon, tracking your encumbrance, getting the magic items and the gold. You have gold for experience to level up, and eventually your experience, the gap starts widening so much as you level that just dungeon delving is not going to be enough. It's not going to give you enough experience to keep leveling. So
Yeah,
you
it
gotta
offers
do
you a broader
Yeah.
range of activities.
Axe, it's all in the name. Adventurer, Conqueror, King. This is what it's how the game goes. You start as an adventurer. Eventually, you have to become a conqueror. So you're knocking down kingdoms, hiring mercenaries, going to war, and then eventually you're the king of the empire. This is if you survive, of course. It's like it's got a shit ton of world simulation tools in it. It covers essentially everything you could want to do in an adventuring game, plus some. And as a result, it's got a lot of rules. It is not a light system.
Right.
Most of it, with the exception of a few systems that I really don't like in it, with a few exceptions, the mechanics are very simple.
Got
There's
the
just a
White
lot
Dragon
of them.
is awesome. Thanks, guys.
Hell
You
yeah,
are
dude.
welcome. Thank you. If I can
former
scroll
winner.
down. Common J, thank you for the $2, and you are very welcome for shipping that out. And Axe 2 is it turns into kind of a war game by the end.
Right.
It's very fucking cool though, and it's also got probably the best game master book ever written, called the Judge's Journal for it. And that's going to give you everything you need if you want to build your own campaign setting. You don't want to do fantasy Roman Empire, but you want to do something else. You have every single thing you need. It guides you through how to build a setting for Axe, how to populate your map with all the points of interest, how to demarcate the boundaries, and what level is this ruler and what level is that ruler, and what that means based on what level they are and how big their domain is. It's going to tell you immediately something about their activities. Are they content where they are because they're just raking in the experience from running a domain? Or are they of high enough level that that's not enough anymore, and that's going to push them to be more warlike? It's really, really cool.
Yeah.
And it'll tell you basically if you want to make custom classes, custom magic, custom races, custom monsters. It's got all of those rules in it. It's fantastic. I think the monster rules are actually that's in the monster manual, where it should be. But it's really, really good. As soon as Nick's got his shipping notification for his books finally
Yeah.
from the Kickstarter.
Supposed to be here tomorrow.
Yep.
Finally.
A bunch of our friends have already gotten their books. I am part of the popular crowd that got memed into getting the popular meme wood slipcase. And as a result, I am still waiting for.
Will there be a video on the
Whoa.
Sabbath for Vampire 5? Also, all of you guys played Hunter the Reckoning, the original, not 5.
So yes, the Savat video is actually in the works right now.
Well, we can talk a little bit about that. I want to briefly hit on the question about Mithras.
And thank you for the $20.
Yeah, thank you,
Oh yes,
dude.
yes. We're going to come back to yours. We got some shit to answer over here.
So, Mithras, much less scope than Axe.
Yes.
Axe has for sure. It's more grounded, more focused on the personal. Yeah, it's a game that utilizes passions. Characters have different passions, loyalties, hatreds, loves, those sorts of things. It's a D100 game, so if you've played Delta Green, the core resolution mechanic will be familiar to you. It also has an implied Bronze Age setting, although people have done all kinds of different genres with the Mithras core system.
Sci-fi, modern.
Yeah, sci-fi,
everything.
modern, all kinds of stuff. That is really focused on the heroic spirit, the mythological action and themes, rather than dungeon delving, which Axe and 5e and Pathfinder 1 are really focused on. Nothing
Right.
really, none of these games really equate to FFG Star Wars.
Yeah. But it's
Certainly not in the mechanics, but Mithras it definitely has a robust rule system.
Yeah.
In particular, the combat system. There's multiple different types of magic. Theism is its own magic, which is tied into what sort of thematics you would expect from divine magic, calling on the gods.
Right.
You have animism for
Dealing with
summoning and
spirits.
communicating
Yeah.
with spirits, and mysticism, which is more monk stuff, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
And sorcery, which is
Manipulating the
played,
cosmos.
Yeah, if you played 5e or Pathfinder 1, meta magic stuff, really manipulating the raw energy and the raw power of creation or what have you for your own ends.
Yeah, sorcery is very flexible, but it's the most complicated of the magic systems.
Right,
And it
right,
should
right.
be because it's really cool.
And really good.
But yeah, Mithras is much more personally focused, a lot more visceral because the combat has a lot of detail
Yeah.
to it. This is also not a rules light system, but if you're playing, Pathfinder, you're not going to be
It's
afraid.
less, it's lighter rules in the way that Pathfinder is.
Right. It's people really get Mithras wrong because it's different than a lot of games that they're going to be
It's
used
not
to.
a D&D type
It's not a game. Yeah, it's not a D&D type combat system. And there's sort of a lot to learn there at first. You have access to all these different kind of special effects. If I'm impaling you, making you bleed, knocking you off balance, doing all these different kind of maneuvers in combat based on your level of success in attacking. But the benefit of this is that everyone's
on the
same
same
system.
playing field,
Yeah.
yeah.
And as you progress, it's not like new powers get unlocked.
Yeah, your
and
hit
anything
points
like
don't
that.
go up in Mithras.
Yeah, hit points don't go up. So you learn one combat system one time and you're good forever. And it's so good. It's so fucking good. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still active. I assume it probably would be. But if you use Black Lodge 15 at checkout at the design mechanism, you can get 15% off. We don't get any kickbacks for that or anything.
Yep.
We just like their game and they like us. I bought Horde Wars and the Oyster because of you guys. That is awesome.
Thank you, dude.
Thank you. We really appreciate that, and I think Todd does as well at Blackwall Games. But we have another question for another very generous $20. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah, we really, really appreciate this. Will there be?
Everybody who's asking, the Sabbat video.
I've been poking the bear.
Yeah.
I just on our YouTube updates, I just wrote Sabbat.
Sabbat, I saw that. Yeah. The Sabbat video is coming.
It is coming. Yeah.
Very soon.
Yeah. It's coming very soon. And
It's going to be good.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
We're still talking about it. I'm sure some people are going to disagree with us.
I think a lot of people are going to be angry.
Yeah.
But a lot of other people are going
to get it
and think correctly that it's awesome.
Yeah. And that we're right.
Yes.
I have not played Hunter the Reckoning. Not the 5 version or the original.
Yeah, I played a one shot at Gen Con a long time ago of Hunter the Reckoning, where we did what you're supposed to do, which is hunt the vampire in the daytime.
Yeah.
And we won. Obviously.
Weird how that works out.
Strange how that works out.
Humanity couldn't kill the vampires.
Like, they
you don't
could.
get it.
Quite easily.
Actually, I do.
I do.
Actually, you don't get it.
You don't get it. I have.
You are incapable of getting it.
I have Hunter 5. It's interesting. I like the way they translated the hunger die mechanic from vampire to hunter. Although I can't remember right now, because I haven't looked at the game in about a year, what the term is. It's some kind of like despair system, I think. Interesting way they did it. I'm just not enough of a Hunter fan to probably want to run a game of Hunter. I love Vampire.
It'll be here before you know it, Axe, I'm assuming. One of my players met him in Stoned in the Orgy Room.
Texas.
Yeah. Axe 2 books are truly magnificent. Yes, I'm excited to see them. Stupid meme case. I'm so jealous. I know. I can't wait. Currently 3D printing luck tokens to hand out at North Texas RPG Con. Nice. Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
Another super chat.
Bogstream crew stolen, profilin, limousine riding,
That's right.
jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling, dealing, sons of a gun. If you don't like it, learn
to
to
love it.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. Thank you.
I love Ric
Is
Flair.
playing Hunter basically what on hard mode?
Is playing Hunter basically World of Darkness on hard mode?
Depends on the level of resources
we got
you
another
have.
The Sabbath video has already been released. Written in invisible ink, the code is hidden within the pages of the shucked order.
That is true.
That is true. Yeah. And don't forget, if you guys are new here, or if you haven't signed up already, go sign up at the link in the description for the BloodMoor campaign setting. That is our next project. And
we just filmed a video about some aspects and some features.
Yeah.
That are going to be in BloodMoor.
Yeah. Most of you, if you're in the locals, you'll probably get that tomorrow afternoon. When we're finished editing.
I think the locals already has an outtake.
They have an outtake from it already, yeah. And then you guys will probably get it Saturday or Sunday if you're not in it. Let's catch up here though. I would have gotten them if I played in real life, but I only play online. The PDFs are good enough for that. They are nice looking though. I can't lie.
What is this?
They're talking about Axe books. Yeah. I reached a point. Our Axe game has gotten far afield of rules as written at this point. We've been playing loosey-goosey for the last couple months. Reason being, a while back we had this big saga where one of the players, I did not supervise him while he was playing around with a wish and the rules in the judge's journal, and he made a completely game-breaking item, like literally made the books useless. Those have been jettisoned because I forced them into BloodMoor, but around that time, at the same time, I was getting really burned out at just looking at the PDFs. And I was kind of like, you know what? I'm not going to spend much more mental energy like delving into these until I get the physical books. And so I've been slacking on the rules, to be honest. McCrease is like, how do you guys have so much gold? It's like, don't you have to pay for identifying magic items? It's like, not in a couple months.
They just keep writing more zeros in there.
Axe books came yesterday.
Nice.
Oh, you bastard. I have no idea when mine will ship. I think in the next couple of weeks. Like, I think next week is probably when the first Poplar cases will start trickling out. I think. I'm not the authority on this, though. How do you make Money Printer go burr? Niche tabletop RPGs, of course. Exactly.
Obviously.
You've had no emails? No. I've had no email because I have the Poplar slipcase, and those are still arriving in... I got an email for a penis pump. Nice. Forward that to me, man. Am I right? Time is a flat circle. Greetings, most punctual of bros. Thank you.
Thank you.
Fashionably late, exactly.
That's
Fashionably on time is how I like to view it. Glass half full, you know? Well, I think I should do some prep while watching tonight. Birthday weekend for me. Well, happy birthday, Dungeon of Terra. Which, let us know what game you're playing and what you're prepping for. Time is not a social construct. Hail. Time is a cube. That is true.
That is true.
That is true. And if you're not familiar with TimeCube, go look up TimeCube.
Amazing that the website is still active.
Yeah, I mean it's like an archive.
Yeah.
It's really good though. And I just want I bet you if you don't know what TimeCube is, you're educated stupid.
That's definitely true.
Yeah. Oh shit, here we go.
Oh yeah.
Those of us who got the meme cases are delayed, sadly. That is true.
Yep.
But I will have that fucking meme case, and it will look beautiful in the review. I should stain it. Like spend hundreds of dollars getting it upgraded and be like, you guys don't even know what you're missing. Yeah. Let's see here. Woo! Exactly.
Hell yeah.
Time is an illusion. Launch time doubly so. Yeah. These Axe books are dope as fuck, boys. Yeah, well, I'm jealous. Saw the details on the remaking of the cases on Kickstarter updates. Yeah, it sucked.
Yeah.
It sucks. It's honestly like I want my books, but it does suck more for the people who had to recut the cases and eat their margin and all that shit.
Yeah.
Nature Boys. Yep. Okay, boys, let's get that bread. Got a copy of the WWF RPG. While I haven't run it, I've read it, and it's quite interesting.
I didn't know there was a WWF
We definitely
RPG.
need to get that.
Yeah.
Welcome to the party. I'm waiting as well, but once we have the popular cased books, everyone else will be lesser, and
That
they
is
will know
true.
it. That is true.
That's true.
Wheeling Occult's in the house.
Whoa.
Good to see you, man. You know what? We were going to wait, but why wait? Wheeling Occult is drawing some maps for BloodMoor for us.
Ah, yes.
And the first one is looking pretty cool.
Yeah.
Each country in BloodMoor, there's like 10 or so of them, is getting a full region map, full hex map.
Yes.
It's going to have points of interest on it, and it's going to look super fucking cool. So if you like the BloodMoor map that you've seen already, just wait. You're getting more detailed, zoomed in versions, and they're going to be beautiful. We are very excited, and thank you, Whelan, for working with us on this. We are very pleased.
Absolutely.
And can't wait to show some stuff off. We won't show all of it off because, we got to save some stuff.
Yeah.
But we're looking forward. Playing Oblivion.
Ah, yes, the remaster. I will not be playing Oblivion.
I played Oblivion.
I did back in 2006.
And it fucking sucks. It's a dog shit game.
Yeah.
It's
Sadly.
really bad. It's really bad.
Yeah.
But they fixed the leveling. Don't care. I don't care. That game fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait.
The leveling is the least of the criticisms I could make for that game.
I cannot wait for all these Zoomers who are like, oh my God, this is like getting a brand new Elder Scrolls. To get to that part where you've got to shut down like 25 Oblivion gates before you can advance in the main quest. Fuck you, Bethesda.
However, I do predict that Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion will be better than ES6 when that
100%.
comes out. When you do get a new Elder Scrolls game,
how could it not be?
it's going to be so bad, dude.
And if you're all joining us right now, we are giving away Horde Wars Advanced, courtesy of Blackwall Games. This is the hardcover copy that was reviewed, and you're gonna enjoy it if you get it, man. We're giving it away if you super chat $5 or more, and you're in the United States. We're only shipping in the U.S. right now, but that'll be it. Watching BLG has been a boon to my bookshelf, but a bane to my bank account.
Well, you know.
Just bought Horde Wars. Excited how well written it is and how clear the rules are.
Yeah, it's amazing how just what even is it? It is clear, but it's individual mechanics and how they work together and why they work together are so immediately apparent.
Yeah,
it's a rare occurrence for sure.
Yeah. RPGs almost always are poorly written.
Sad but true.
Yeah, sad but true.
Many such cases.
We got people saying hi to each other. Horde Wars is such a great game.
Indeed,
Yet damn right it is. Does the remake hold up? I haven't played Oblivion since its original release. I hope they did it justice. I've heard that it not only holds up, but some people like it more. But I hate Oblivion.
Yeah, it's just
I hate
the
Oblivion.
game isn't good.
Yeah. Remastered. I hope I get to play it again at some point. Horde Wars, yeah. Dude, fucking he posted on the locals looking for group. He wants to run it online.
Hell yeah.
Grognard is an excellent GM, by the way, and Tor is an excellent player.
That's true.
So if you guys are in the locals and you want to play Horde Wars,
Get in on that.
there's already someone looking to run a game. I'm having a blast. Oblivion is my favorite of the series. It has the DLC. Nice. The original Hunter was about Imbued. V5 Hunter was closer to Hunter the Vigil from Chronicles of
They
Darkness.
took a lot of stuff from Chronicles.
Yeah. I got my shipping warning of largesse of Axe books. Nice.
Nice.
We will do an online game. I will run the same game for you that the guys are playing. Nice. Exactly.
Yeah, and it's fun as hell.
Yes. Okay. So Grognard's already on it. Yeah. Blood Horse. Nope. This is BloodMoor. I love Vampire. Was too much of a fan of Requiem. Was too much of a fan of Requiem as I was of Masquerade. I love Requiem. I like Masquerade too.
Is
though.
amazing.
Yeah. Everybody's waiting for Axe 2. I found a guy named Gaston in Oblivion. Nice. So can we say Agile Monk still has an axe to grind? Yeah. Oh, there's another super chat.
Whoa.
Count me in.
Count me in.
All right,
Oh.
Drunken Dragons. Drunken Dragons, I believe, is one of our previous winners. Thank you for the $5.
Hell yeah. Thank you, dude.
Thanks for the answer. I DM every other week, and guys, I do so with our very 5e oriented, but learning with Pathfinder. I'm missing the crunch and customization. We already homebrew 5e to where it's not 5e. Yeah, if you're looking for more crunch than 5e, like Axe will give you everything you want and more.
Axe might be an easier sell.
Yes, than Mithras.
It depends. It depends on what is more off-putting is the wrong word, but more of a sell. Is it is it a change in thematics that's going to be more difficult, or is it an increase in page count and rules? Is that going to be more of a potential detriment? But you don't have to interact with all of the things in Axe.
Right.
Maybe try that.
The code worked for me for Mithras last time I tried it. Worked months after the original video.
Nice. Okay. Good to hear.
Time to get flamed. Requiem is greater than Masquerade. Not on this channel. You're not going to get flamed.
Yeah, that's your position.
That's my position. Requiem is better than Masquerade. McCrease has apparently been tested for autism multiple times and always failed, which doesn't surprise me. McCrease is just smart.
Yeah, you can just be really
you can
smart
just be really
and
smart.
not have autism.
Yeah.
You should want that.
Yeah. I just got mine and they're so much bigger than I was expecting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you folks get your printing done? That's kind of in the topic of the
Yeah. So
right
far
now.
it's been
drive-through.
However,
But we've been looking at a lot of different printers because we knew part of it was that drive-through raised their production prices, which kind of just made it not make sense to fulfill the way we were anymore. Because it was going to end up being more expensive in the end for the customer.
which we already didn't like doing, but
yeah.
we had to do.
We had to do it.
It was our first thing. It's just the two of us. But
And
as anybody who's done,
And we didn't want to afford any screw-ups. We knew it was going to be
yeah.
dead simple to get. Like, drive-through was just going to work. We knew that.
Right.
And we weren't going to bite off more than we could chew. But now we are looking for new printers. And we were looking at a couple of Chinese companies. But that seems a little risky at the moment. But we found some good options in the United States. And all of our friends who are making games and stuff are looking around, and everybody's sharing information and whatnot. And it's been pretty cool. But we'll get a little bit to this in a bit. We haven't settled on a printer for our next project, but our next project is going to be
an offset
print run. It'll have sewn binding. It's going to be killer. So it'll last a long time. BloodMoor is going to last as long as you don't physically destroy the book yourself. It should last. My Axe 2 books arrived today, and I regret not getting the slipcase now. The books deserve it. You're goddamn right. Exactly. I'm better than you. It's better that I'm waiting longer. Happy birthday. Yep. 1-to-1 time is flat circle. Yeah. Wheeling the Cult again saying happy birthday to someone. Me and my son had our birthdays this week.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Lots of happy birthday. We love this. Curse of Strahd and Mad Mage. I'm waiting these games to wrap up before I switch to Acts 2 games for a bit. I'm loving watching the carnage of the actual play. Must be the Grey Brotherhood going on right now. Popular cases will ship depending on who wins the Great Skysos War. Yeah. I did get the DCC conversion of Dark Tower the other day. It was a pretty good set.
Interesting.
Glad you like it so far. We love it, man. We're very excited. We like what you got going on in your brain and with your artistic talent.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Are we playing on Saturday or Sunday? I think we are. I have to confirm. I appreciate this channel so much.
I'm glad you guys call out the cringe in the online tabletop space. It's a breath of fresh air.
Well, thank you for the $10.
We'd love to do it. Thank you for the $10, dude.
We do love to do it. Everyone's being very generous tonight. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we love talking about games. It's like it's our hobby, man. We
and
love
if you
it.
like something, why not call a spade a spade? Talk about good shit and not bad shit.
We want Morrowind.
I agree. I don't want them to remaster Morrowind because they'll fuck it up.
Yeah.
Also, I don't think Morrowind can be remastered. There's no way a modern graphics engine, it wouldn't look like Vardenfell.
Yeah. And the other, because we've talked about this a lot. Morrowind, it's like there's mods and shit where you can, extend the draw distance and get rid of the fog.
That ruins it.
That ruins the aesthetic.
Yeah.
It absolutely ruins the aesthetic. And I don't want it. I just want it to work with a modern resolution.
That's all that I would want.
And be able to install with no problems. That's what I want out of Morrowind remastered. But I don't want anything else to change.
Yeah.
We're basically Wolf of Wall Street, but with nerd hobbies and more Percocet. I bet someone could publish an RPG about live streaming an RPG discussion and someone will buy it.
That is probably true.
We did buy Fishblade, so
Fishblade and I'm
RPG.
very upset.
Yeah.
I still have not complained on the Kickstarter page.
Right.
I paid extra money for the Fishblade T-shirt. I have not gotten my Fishblade T-shirt.
Yeah, it was a $1 pledge to get the PDF.
To get the PDF, and I paid like an extra $20 or $30 for the bit.
Yeah, you got to complain, man. You got to get that shirt because you got to rep it on the show.
Oh yeah, I would be wearing it all the time.
And we need to do an in-depth hands review of Fishblade.
Fishblade, yeah, the one-page RPG. I'm more upset that guy didn't make $1 million for the meme.
Oh yeah, he made way more money than he had any right to. He made like $1,500 on like a $1 goal or something like that. Yeah. You played the main quest? Yes, I did.
Yeah, I always play the main quest.
I always play the main quest.
Eventually.
I always play everything else too.
Yeah.
Dang,
Whoa.
$20.
Holy shit.
Dale Brothers finally caught up. Was 11 men late. Here's to the gifting already of Horde Wars. Exclude me from the drawing.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much for the $20.
Thank you, bud. Yeah, man.
That's what I'm talking about. Sadly, there's still bugs in it. I just saw a guy sliding on the ground and he looked like he was tilling a farm.
That's the point of playing Oblivion, though.
I want that. Like, I don't want them. That I am very. I will say, they did. Apparently, it does look like they remastered it in the way that they should have, which is they left in all the fucking jank. Because that, if you take that away,
you take out the soul of
you're
it.
taking away the soul of it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Daggerfall Unity. I've not played Daggerfall. I was very surprised how big that world is, though, when we were watching some videos about it recently. Favorite Oblivion remake review was the game crashed right as I closed my first gate, just like I remembered. Yeah, the character creator also seems to be making some you
can make
incredible things.
Some true freaks.
Oblivion was great only after seriously modded. So after other people came in and fixed the fuck out of the game, including the major issue Fraser just mentioned, I spent 2 times modding them playing. Yeah. Question about Horde Wars. Does the book ever explain the attributes? I can't find any explanation of them in the rules. While not difficult to infer, it seems like an odd thing to omit.
I saw a mod for hardware that fixed the lighting, which ruined the game. The game is on Titan and you're supposed to not be able to see shit. Play Daggerfall, you cowards. It's free.
I will, but I don't play video games very much. Here's the thing. We've been working on...
That's true.
We have a video game video coming out, and we're playing the game.
Right.
But we're playing like once every 2 or 3 weeks. We just don't play video games very much.
Does Horde Wars not explain the attributes?
I don't know if it literally explains what they do, but it's explained how they're used.
Attribute checks, circumstance bonus, actions. Oh my God.
Come to think of it, I don't think that it explains what fitness is, what senses does, but there's rules that use those when it's like if you're checking for surprise, you do a senses check. It tells you how to do attribute checks. And then,
it does explain what the skills are,
Yeah.
but not
directly the attributes. But the thing is, the attributes, it's not like you're adding those to skills or anything like that.
Yeah, you're
most
right.
Of the time,
it doesn't.
Most of the time where it's going to come in is going to be in things like with monster powers. Because the monster powers, you don't have saving throws.
Yes.
It's just individual monsters, their individual
check.
powers will have you do like an attribute check in order to basically save against certain things. So it's all there, what they are used for in the game, but it doesn't tell you senses are your ability to perceive things in that way. Yeah. And of course, it won't let me scroll now.
Oh my God.
There we go. Oblivion was intentionally generic. Yeah.
That's true. And this is always the thing I tell people who are like insufferably Elder Scrolls fans, and I get it because I used to be one.
Mm-hmm.
I love Morrowind, just like everybody else who's played it, just like everybody else my age. You know, I've read the books, I've read the 36 lessons of Vivek. You know, I spent time in the Vivek library. All that deep lore is very cool. None of it will ever matter. None of it will ever be in the game. The dragons we saw in Skyrim are not abstract time guardians. You're never going to see what the fuck is the Altmerry High City? You're never going to see Somerset Isles. The cities and the mage towers there made out of like living poetry or whatever the fuck, you know, the metaphysics in the Kirkbride, you know, subreddit describes. It's never going to be that way, and it's never going to be as good as Morrowind was. The lore that people like, and it is legitimately interesting and cool to think about. None of that is ever going to make it into a game. It didn't make it into Oblivion. It didn't make it into Skyrim, and it won't make it into ES6, sadly. And it didn't make it into Elder Scrolls Online either. If you want to even count that.
And they never did the Lusty Argonian Maid.
Yeah.
Oh, we do have also Saturday, I think, probably Saturday. It's not on our channel, so we don't know. Dungeons and Dyslexia. We did like a 2-hour interview with him.
That's right. Yes.
The other day. It was a lot of fun. Really interesting talk. So talk a little bit about Bloodmoor, Shucked Oyster, and Vampire, all sorts of stuff. So if you guys want to check that out, go subscribe to Dungeons and Dyslexia, and you'll see that this weekend. Somebody got a copy of Terra Invictus from Chubby Funster, which I have the PDF of, and it's excellent. I'm with the Basic Expert. Oblivion feels like an RPG, and Skyrim feels like an action-adventure game.
Yeah. Skyrim, though, is a better game than Oblivion is. And I know that a lot of the mechanics were simplified and reduced. It's way more interesting to just be in Skyrim than it is to be in Cyrodiil.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. It shouldn't be that way.
I found Axe helps fix 5e for a lot of things in the background for stuff that was ignored, such as weather.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, it ran a longer campaign of Requiem and had a lot of fun. Good.
Hell yeah.
I played hundreds of hours of Skyrim and the DLCs and have yet never finished the main story, which is why Skyrim is so great. That is a fair point.
Yep.
I've never played Skyrim, and I probably won't. After Oblivion, I was just like, fuck this. And then every other game that they've made, I hate
It's
Bethesda.
just shit. Yeah.
I hate Bethesda games. I never gave Requiem a fair shot, to be honest. I live unhealthily in my nostalgia for VTM. Many such cases. Many such cases. McCrease may be the smartest person in game design. Yes. Mm-hmm. I was referring to Evan as a big, beautiful autist. That's true. Evan is a big, beautiful autist. China is asshole. Yeah. Drive-through RPG quality is no longer worth it for the price increases they're pushing. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, the weird thing is, too, it's like it was... Black and White increased 50% plus in production cost, and color production went down slightly.
Which
is fucking
odd.
weird. Yeah.
Unless it's some sort of... I can't imagine that drive-through is smart enough to even make this attempt, but, like... I do wonder if the black and white price was increased more than it otherwise had to be, so as not to increase.
Oh.
So as not to, like, well, everybody's doing color stuff. We don't want to spook people away. Maybe. I don't know. And that
Maybe.
seems more intelligent than what... I don't know how many employees
I don't know
they
because
have there.
because
but
drive-through doesn't even drive-through's not doing the printing. It's Lightning Source,
Yeah.
and Lightning Source is setting those production costs.
so, I don't know. It seems weird to me,
Yeah.
man.
It's not something I think I have the passion to write yet. I wish I did. I played a bit of Morrowind, but nowhere near as much as I played Skyrim. Yeah. The main DM's like bounded D20 from 5e, and I can't convince him on a D100. So the other games I played were with a different friend group. I'm moving soon, so I'm trying to set the standard for a new group.
Oh,
yeah.
well, if you're moving soon, you're going to...
You have all the power.
Yeah. And hopefully you're moving to a place where you have at least some friends. But if you don't, that's still fine. But
Yeah.
you, like you just said, you have all the power to start over again.
Whoa, careful at that better than I'm waiting longer outburst. You almost sounded like Anna Kasparian there. I don't get the reference. I do know who Anna Kasparian is, though. And she did get much hotter than she used to be. Protect your hobbies, folks. Yeah.
Indeed.
Your request has been fulfilled if you will just step through this Oblivion gate to pick it up. There are Oblivion gates? Is that where the title comes from? Yeah.
He said the thing!
It's all side quests. Always has been, yeah. Yeah, I didn't just mainline the story in Oblivion. You go, you get lost,
nobody's
and you do
supposed
shit.
to
But
do that.
I did do the main story until it was like, how many of these fucking things do I have to do? It's the same goddamn
thing
dungeon every time. Fuck this.
Oh.
I'd rather play TTRPGs than video games. Yeah, me too. I would love to.
Yep.
Why are gamers happy to play 20-year-old warmed-up slop? Sad to see it, in my opinion. Where's the creativity? No Elder Scrolls 6 for 14 plus years. Yeah.
Hopefully never.
Gotten everything I wanted from video games, and modern games just aren't made for me. I think the indie scene can be good, but I prefer my TTRPGs these days. Me too.
Yeah.
They're more fun. Like, video games are fine, but they don't capture my attention like they used to. The only exception to that was Baldur's Gate 3. I was fucking no-lifing that game.
Yeah.
Like, for 3 straight weeks, I was just playing Baldur's Gate 3.
It's been years and years.
Since I've done that. If someone is a new Horde Wars player and wants to make a character, having a brief explanation of attributes would be really helpful. Well, not a huge problem. It really should be errata. I think someone says it's in the first chapter. First chapter in Horde Wars.
Oh, okay.
How deadly is Horde Wars? There's no death save mechanic like luck points. The encounter tables seem to have a wider swing, like 2d6 wolves is a wide possibility.
It's pretty
of difficult.
deadly.
It's pretty deadly.
I'd rather poke a sharp stick in the eye than play video games.
Well, please don't do that.
I have some friends where I am moving, and there is few I am sure want to play Terps, but don't yet, so starting them on something better than 5 is the idea.
Yeah.
This is also the thing about new people. People think, well, 5e is great because it's a great intro to new players.
No,
That's
it's
not true. It's the worst thing to introduce to people. And if you're starting with people who don't know what role-playing games are, or who have only heard about it from pop culture, you get to set the tone.
Right. And thank you guys for the
thank
super
you guys.
But on the topic of Horde Wars, how deadly is it? It is very deadly.
Yeah.
It's not just a mudcore meat grinder. Your characters are
also
very
have
powerful.
a lot of power.
Yeah, and you can be very smart and tactical in fights, but it is a tough game. It does not hold your hands. You have the death timer, and if
yes, that's
you
true.
get in there with a medicine kit, and you'll only got to buy that once, and you make the successful check, you can raise them back to 1 hit point. You can go over and pour a healing potion down their throat, assuming that they haven't had one that day already. And if you have a priest in your party, which someone should probably take it, in my opinion, because we've had to resurrect someone because they died, your priest can resurrect them once per level. Unless, of course, it's the priest who dies.
Right.
But it's a tough world.
Yeah.
For sure. But it's fun as fuck.
It's very fun.
It's like you're on the edge of your seat the entire time because death is always on the line. Oblivion could have been more Asian, like instead of medieval and Roman.
I would not have liked that.
Yeah. Todd Ritzema is creator of Horde Wars. Okay. On the other account today. So Todd is here. Yes.
Sock account confirmed.
Yeah.
Okay, has made me dig out the woofer. It's the official World Wrestling Federation adventure game.
Hell yeah.
With publications, not the shit piggy game.
Not the Powered by the Apocalypse game. Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, we got to track that down.
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dyslexia is awesome. That is correct. And Chubby has been on this channel.
That's right.
He's involved in some secret playtests for me. Eventually, the truth will be revealed. Nice. I finished Skyrim, but not Oblivion.
Not missing much.
Yeah. Macrease is our resident mentat. Yeah.
That is true.
They might have printed color in Canada as opposed to China.
Perhaps.
Maybe.
I have no idea.
I don't know who we're talking about. Yeah.
Drive-through.
What I hate about Oblivion and Skyrim lore is I want to experience the lore that I read, hints at a larger world, but you don't get to actually experience it. Morrowind didn't give you so much FOMO.
Yeah, Morrowind was the last good Elder Scrolls game.
Yeah. All we need for Morrowind, and of course, go check out Rex Teal's profile picture here.
Of course, the man himself. Caius Casades.
Mods such as Open Morrowind make this easy to do nowadays, but it would still be nice to have it be more plug and play. Yeah.
Yeah, it would.
Andreas Mueller's here. Good to see you. Anna Kasparian gets hotter as she gets more based. Not a coincidence. I have a very high resistance to persuasion, seduction, and intimidation. The Daedra are really just refugees looking for a new life. The bitter pain of repeating dungeons, something I fear my games become at times. Baldur's Gate 3 was awesome. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
That is game of the century, in my opinion. I watched your whole interview with Dungeons and Dyslexia. Great watch. Super stoked on what's to come. Yeah, he's really, really good interviewer. A lot of fun to talk to.
Yeah, it was a fun conversation.
Yeah. 5e is objectively bad for new players, yeah.
Yeah, true.
At Unk, it's about checking boxes and not innovating. Oh, there is actually someone named Unk in here. I thought that was just... 5e teaches people a ton of misconceptions about how RPGs and roleplay are supposed to work. Yes.
Yes. 100%.
It's all I've ever wanted in a game. An immersive TTRPG-like experience, and literally no game has it. That's not true. Oh, for video games, yes. Yeah. Aside from FromSoft games, I love playing Cyberpunk 2077 and No Man's Sky. Otherwise, the video games industry has lost me. Give me more RPGs.
TTRPGs, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's sad. Everybody knows it. You know, the big budget thing, video games, movies, TV shows, they're They're just not good, and they're not likely to get good anytime soon. Sadly.
Friend tracked it down. I think this is the WWF RPG. It's a bit hard to find. We will find it.
We will find it.
I found Divinity Original Sin too crunchy, but very immersive. Excellent world building, to use that heavily abused term. Wow, we have caught up with the chat.
Whoa.
Wow. So what are we talking about tonight? We're talking about printing books and printing tendies.
That's right. And I need to...
Oh, did you get disconnected? Oh, I hate that. Nick's having to use my DJ headphones because I removed the
There's some
quarter-inch
sort of
adapter from the other headphones, and
It's gone forever now.
don't know where it is. So that was my bad. But yeah, we're like we've said before, we're not doing drive-through for Kickstarter fulfillment.
Yes.
We have some pretty good leads on. We're talking to some good publisher, some
More
good print
importantly,
houses.
some pretty good quotes.
Some pretty good quotes for BloodMoor, which is going to be a black and white book, A5, same size as the Shucked Oyster, but it's going to be an offset print, sewn binding, printed with lithography as opposed to toner or inkjet printers, which we know quite a bit about now as lay people. We've watched a whole shitload of YouTube videos about this stuff.
Yep.
And it does not look to me like printing in China is going to be viable for a while. So,
if possibly ever. Yeah.
With the way things are going with Daddy's tariffs.
Yeah.
The tariffs don't technically apply to books, the 145% or 200% or whatever the fuck it is now.
But for one,
that's
just right now. And B, who's to say that a game book won't get flagged by someone in a particular port or as game, or if they just don't change the descriptor to encompass anything could happen.
The fulfillment people put in the wrong fucking tariff codes.
Yeah, weird things happen with shipping all the time. If anybody has watched Runeslinger's channel and his copious amounts of unboxings, you know how often the South Korean postal service just reads his mail on a constant basis.
Oh man.
I mean, it seems that way. It seems like every other box he opens, and he has a ton of unboxings because Runeslinger has a shit ton of games. He is an amazing guy.
Yeah.
But every other box has been ripped open by the post office and then retaped, in some cases poorly, by the post office. It's like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Who knows? Anything could happen while your shit's in transit.
Yeah. But also, at the same time, we didn't really want to print in China.
I don't want to do it anyway.
Yeah, I don't want to do it. I don't want to deal with having it shipped. I don't want to pay the fucking commies, the Communist Party, any of that shit. And so it forced us to look domestically, and the prices from a lot of printers, not competitive. I'm gonna be honest. I understand why people are printing in China.
There is a reason.
There's a reason. There's many reasons. But it's we're at the point where I think, in terms of the volume, because we sold something for the Shucked Oyster. I think we sold 600 physical copies. That's pretty much where you're at the minimum barrier for getting offset print runs, because you have to do them at volume. And getting them at scale, to a certain amount of volume is the only way it's economically viable.
Correct.
So if you only do 150 copies, it's going to be tough with most printers. Because they're going to 750 to 1,000 is usually going to be the minimum that they'll quote you for. Some of the overseas ones do fewer than that. And the unit price goes up from there. The more copies you have, the lower the prices per copy. But we're pretty much at the cusp, I think, where when we're doing Shadow Dark projects and whatnot, we're going to be able to do offset print runs, and it's going to make more sense. It'll be a better quality product at a better price, basically, than what you'd be getting. So it's definitely going to be a better quality product than what drive-thru can offer.
100%.
And the added benefit of that is that, like, once we kind of came to that conclusion that like drive-thru is like just monetarily not worth it, it was like such a relief, because like I don't want to do this shit where people pay us through the Kickstarter and then they have to pay for the production of the book. Like this,
I
got to
pay again.
It's fun. It's annoying. Like I've done that a million times with Kickstarters. I pay the drive-through print on demand fee and everything afterwards, and I understand that's what it is. I'm not being. There's many people who do not read the Kickstarter page and are like, "Why am I paying again?" We're happy explaining that to our customers. We love our customers, but I don't want to have that happen anymore, basically. So we're moving on to bigger and better things. And it is possible to get books printed in the United States and have it be profitable. And I think over time, it's going to get more profitable.
Right.
Because it's like we had one of the Chinese companies, Print Ninja, that has printed a couple of books on my shelf from other companies. They emailed us, everyone. It wasn't to us specifically, but basically saying like, here's what's going on with the tariffs. Books are not affected. All of our games are, though. If you're doing game printing, like that's probably not going to work. They're like, but books are not effective, and they're like, we're not sure what this means for our business model, because if they do apply it to books, that's it, basically. I was them. They already have an American presence. In the United States, not only do they have the customer service offices and whatnot, they now have, they do small print runs of softbound books and saddle stitch books in the U.S. So you can only up to 500 units. I was them.
Get that shit on a boat.
Get every one of those fucking machines on a boat and get it to America.
Right away.
Right away.
Yeah.
Because you're printing for America and a lot of other countries, I'm sure, as well. But
mainly America.
Yeah.
For one. And regardless of the cost you have to pay right now, unless that would tank you, hopefully that's not the case, because then not looking good. Not looking good, but do it now right away.
Yeah. Get ahead of this shit.
Before things get worse.
Yeah. Which they might. We don't know. That paragraph is the explanation. The only other things that attributes do are turn order and carrying capacity. Anything more would be flavor text. Yeah. 5e also teaches players to be led by the nose. Yes. And DMs to try and get them to do what they want. Milestone leveling is partly the reason, I think. That is a big part of it. And that is an advantage of X and the older versions of D&D is the gold for experience thing is an incentive for them to go out and adventure and do things and take some risks. The issue with video games and other media these days is people that make them are out of touch. Who knew that'd be an issue? Know your audience and make what people like. Yeah.
It's more than being out of touch. That is true. It's more than being out of touch. I've said this before. You've said this before. Mm-hmm. It's the structure. It's the corporate committee structure. It's the bureaucracy of a AAA game studio that makes, even if every single person working there was not out of touch, the way it is organized, creativity cannot happen or be transmitted or be expressed in that system. And it's that system more than anything else, more than being out of touch or more than being explicitly political even, that is making things bad. Yeah.
Printing in the U.S. is just better. I agree. And we will be printing in the U.S.
That's right.
BloodMoor will be made in the USA. A lot of people seem to have the incorrect notion that RPGs are either a passive form of entertainment or performative arts. They are neither. Yes.
That's true. They should watch our videos.
Yes. I agree. Make sure you find a printer with 1 or 2 color press. Otherwise, you might be paying an increased price to print black on a 4+ color press. Interesting. I'm sure that we can get that information.
Yeah.
But that's an interesting
question.
Yes.
I had not considered
I will have to come back and look at that.
later.
I understand sort of what he's saying, though. That'd be useful information to have up front when spending attribute points. Oh, they're talking about Horde Wars.
Yeah.
Blackwall Games prints domestically, but yes, it is hard to find a good printer in the USA. All right, hold on.
Whoa.
When I ran my 5 campaigns, multiple in the same world simultaneously, I used to do that.
Yeah.
It would be different levels if we did different things then, to which I replied, yeah.
Yeah, Biden. Thank you, man. We appreciate
Thank you,
that.
dude.
Thank you for the $10. When I ran my 5e campaign, multiple in the same world simultaneously, I used XP. One of my players said, but won't we be different levels if we do different things then? To which I replied,
Yes.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, this is right. The Troll Lord Games also plans to have a new print shop in the next 6 months. Yeah, they print all of their own soft covers in-house and have for years. And now they're expanding. Which
is cool. What a great moment for them, because they're going to be in such a better position than almost anybody else.
And they're talking, like, they basically put out in their big update, they're like, if you are an indie RPG, creator, and you need help with anything, talk to us, send us emails. We can help you find printers for hardcovers like we've used. Like, we can potentially print your stuff here, but we can give you advice on printing in the United States, all this stuff.
Yeah.
Great
stuff you love to see.
Great stuff that you love to see. Trying to get them used to the concept of webhooks and for them to drive the objectives and goals rather than wait on me to get them to do the next thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big problem. People not having initiative.
Yeah.
People not role playing, basically, is what that is. Because if you do a voice, but you have no motivation, you are not role playing.
Right. When I looked at publishing for my book, it wasn't competitive at all for US based publishers. Good to know it wasn't just me. It's I mean, the thing is, some of them are really expensive. It is generally just cheaper to print in China,
which is why people print in China.
Right. But then you're also paying for freight and you're also paying for this other stuff.
Yeah.
And all that considered, it's still generally cheaper than the US. But it's not all bad. Yeah. Any idea if tariff wars will spawn printers in the US that become the cheaper option?
Well, that's ultimately the idea, right?
So there's a couple of things here. Yes, you might get nominally cheaper stuff printed here. That is the idea, that you're going to onshore a lot of stuff. Whether or not the total wealth of the world is affected by more disrupted trade is another thing. No, it's like wealth is a tricky thing. It's not just the dollar values of something. But I think that it will. Like, if if we can't trade with China anymore, there's going to have to be alternative. There will be a profit opportunity for someone to fill that gap. Idea: medieval scribe tier, handwritten for like 10,000 a pop. Yeah, I will definitely not do that.
Yeah.
Tariff Wars sounds like DM Blackwall's next game. Most players aren't going to read the entire rulebook before wanting to play. True, but with Horde Wars, you only have to read 10 pages. It's not that big of an ask. Yeah, a short summary so they know what they're spending points on when buying attributes would be useful. Also true, but at the same time, we should all expect a little bit from our players. Just a little bit is all I'm saying. Man, is it hard. I'm running a Frost Maiden game, and it's finally getting legs with the party deciding without hand-holding after 4 sessions. Well, that's good. At least if they're improving. Tariffs are a means to redefine the current state of the market and the business relationships the U.S. has with other countries. They're not the end goal, and people ignore that. Yeah, it's definitely a massive bargaining maneuver. But I do think that Trump also just likes tariffs. He's said that many times. And he's been saying that for years and years and years and years. Yeah. That's why I'm looking forward to Acts 2. Yeah. That's because people are stupid and panicky. Best way to get your players to stop being led by the nose is to shut up and let them figure it out on their own. When they ask, simply tell them you can't tell them what to do. Yeah.
Yep. Nothing happens unless you do something.
Yep. $10. Thank you very much.
Too many people watch podcasts, and it bothers me to know that they do not realize that they are fake and are done for entertainment. They are horrible as an introduction to the hobby.
Yes.
Oh yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. I get what you're saying. I agree. However, the people who can't, who don't understand, who won't understand, can't understand.
Right.
They never, they would not have understood if Critical Role or these D&D slop tubers or any of this bad advice wasn't around. They still wouldn't get it. And so it ultimately doesn't matter. These aren't people that you want to be playing with. These aren't people who would be improved by any alternate reality when, certain things were not
Players are lime if they're experienced. They usually need to be retrained. RIP Shauner. Horde Wars is awesome. I have no wheel for me.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, we'll keep you off of there.
And yes, RIP Shauner. He is someone who did get it. And he is, as we have said before, the true RPG eschatology is the fact that when we die, we will have to answer to Shauner.
Yeah.
And he will determine whether we go to RPG heaven or not.
He will determine whether or not we role played.
Yeah, exactly. And sadly, most of us aren't going to make it.
Chubby, I got to tell you, you're coming to the wrong place for this one. My son needs a BLG smackdown. He's sitting here doing math homework because he thought I emailed my teacher a question was somehow going to move the deadline. Let him know that was a dumbass move. Chubby, I didn't do my homework. And nobody should do that. And I don't regret it.
Yeah, school suck.
Fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And homework is a blight.
Yeah.
And if I could go back and not do it again, I would.
I would choose to do less homework.
So I would choose to do less homework, frankly. So I apologize. I actually don't apologize, nor do I compromise on this. Fuck homework.
Yeah, school sucks. It is a true evil.
Yeah, you should. Here's what I did in school. When I found something interesting, I did it. When I was challenged by something, I did it. If I thought that I was being given busy work or something, I did not fucking do it. I hated it.
Yeah.
I'm mad right now thinking about all the fucking times they tried to make me do homework.
Which was every day.
I also, as a result, I spent more than 50% of high school grounded. Which is true. Not a homework enjoyer. Would love to play Axe, starting an Osric campaign with my regular guys tomorrow night. Yeah.
Nice.
Creativity by multiple committees. I bet WotC is kicking themselves for ending the relationship with their printers. Oh, wait. They don't have to sell RPGs anymore. Are they technically even selling an RPG anyway at this point? D&D core books are printed in the U.S. Interesting. I didn't know that. In regards to Buscemi's comment regarding the bureaucratic interference that plagues the entertainment industry, you were correct in that execs managing the money have become too risk-averse.
Gonna send me you to hell for making text walls and comment sections instead of video responses.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Thank you for the $5. Physical media has a value on its own for preservation purposes, but also because it allows the real ownership in the face of scummy business practices in regards to digital products. Yeah. I don't like the shit where they can just like, oh, you paid for that. You don't get it ever. Yeah, fuck you. The new Cold War will be fought on a Chessex battle mat with painted minis. Will China pick up the gauntlet? Did they make the mat, though? That's the important thing.
And the answer is probably yes.
Probably yes. Also, I have Horde Wars, so don't put me on the wheel either. Okay, cool. Well, that's good to hear that you have Horde Wars.
A lot of generous people.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to be moving soon.
If you're trying to get, if you're the same person who's trying to get away from 5e, Horde Wars is a much
It's a much easier sell.
Easier sell to your players than will Axe be. Because Axe, if you see the books, they're going to be like, no, because they're really big.
Yeah. Horde Wars is a great introduction.
Great introduction.
So
and
is Mithras, and so is Axe.
And I was talking to Tora about this recently, because he was saying it's like, you know, a lot of people, what they want out of 5e is this big bombastic action.
And Horde Wars
RPG,
does that.
And Horde Wars does that so much better. So much better.
In every different way.
Yeah. Bitch work is a waste of time. Amen. Hard agree on homework. Based. State indoctrination camps suck hard. I went to a college prep high school, had hours of homework every night. It helped me in the long run. No, get out. Banned.
Stockholm syndrome here.
Yeah, Stockholm syndrome, exactly. DRM-free digital goods have a longer lifespan than physical media.
I'm not convinced that that's true. It is astonishing how quickly, you know, we were always told as kids, like, the internet is forever. Like, don't put a picture up, up there. Don't put a comment. It's shockingly untrue.
Yeah, a
like,
bunch of shit doesn't exist.
A lot of stuff goes missing. A lot of stuff.
And the Wayback Machine doesn't fucking work.
Yeah. I'm pretty skeptical on the like the long-term storage of information or just goods on digital mediums. Of course, some stuff only exists digitally, but physical media is superior, I think.
I agree. Yeah, we've got but we're talking about printed books. And printed books, the game is changing. But we got another game we want to talk about. And that
a bigger game.
A
more complex game. But a more rewarding game. Some might call it the best game. Yeah. The best game out there. The best game that ever was, perhaps. Except maybe than the game of life itself.
Right. But what's life about?
If it's not but number going up.
Yeah, number going up. Making
what else
money.
is it for, really?
Frankly, I had to super chat with the amount of grammatical spelling errors I've done tonight. Advice is always appreciated.
No problem, man. And thank you for the £5. Yeah.
Thank you, dude.
This is not the Trump RPG.
Although that would be funny.
That would be funny. No. We're talking about, like the description says, playing the market, playing the game of the market. And is this a game that we can win at?
Yes. And
the answer is
absolutely yes.
Absolutely yes.
Absolutely yes.
Absolutely yes.
We can, we are, and we will. And we're going to be talking about it. We're going to be sharing some insights, some observations.
Our successes and failures.
And we're going to take you along for a ride. We're going to be telling a story as well as sharing information that legitimately, I think, will be not only of interest but will be legitimately beneficial
to a lot of
people, even if they don't want to get involved in doing trades or you know, any of that. It is there's a paramount value, I think, in letting people know that something which to everybody, including myself, up until about 6 months ago or so, that's something as seemingly arcane and inaccessible as the stock market or the crypto market is something that I just can't participate in or know anything about other than that it exists and what its name is. Yeah. And that's not the case. And a lot of people, both who are much older than you and I, but also a lot of people who are the same age or younger. Than you and I, are well aware of the intentional powerlessness which is inflicted, the psychic war which is being waged on literally everybody, and but we don't have to succumb to that. And so I think there's going to be some value add in just sharing some insights.
Yeah. So basically, what we've discovered as knowledge passed on to us by one of our wonderful subscribers,
Indeed,
is basically learning how to trade in the stock market and whatnot, and that there are actually proven strategies for how to trade and how to read technical indicators and see where the market is headed, and over time turn a small amount of money into a larger amount of money than it was. And so we're going to start small. And let's see here. What do we got here?
it's a subscription.
Oh, it's a subscription.
Yep.
But we're looking at basically like this kind of bundle of stocks that is being called the American Might Index. And we don't have these,
Which is not a quote unquote official,
index.
which nothing is official.
We are
we are America enjoyers, America appreciators, and America turbo optimists.
Turbo optimists, exactly. So the idea is basically we want to take some American companies that are looking like pretty powerful growth stocks right now, and start with a small amount of money and do some trades. And this is not about timing the market or getting a hot stock tip or anything like that. It's about
it's not a gimmick.
It's
and
not a
this
gimmick.
Isn't gambling.
This is not gambling. There are books that have been written about this, and we want to prove that this is something that someone as stupid as us, that regular people can get involved, and you don't have to have $1 million to start building wealth and building something for your future, and that it's something that if you are smart enough to learn how to play Mithras, or Axe, or even D&D 5e, or Horde Wars, or anything, that you are smart enough probably to take some action in the market and turn it into something. What we're never going to do is ask you to pump our bags.
Let's make this clear for
what this is.
Yeah.
Or give us any money to trade or anything like that. And this will not be financial advice. But what we're going to do is we're gonna trade, and we're gonna document this, and we're gonna show people over time what were the signs that
what is our methodology, what were we looking at,
and what prompted us to buy or sell a given stock on a given day, and over time see how we do. And we're not always going to make money. Sometimes you lose money, that's true, but over time we're going to take a small pile of cash and make it into a larger pile of cash, and then eventually hopefully make that pile of cash into a bigger pile of cash.
Right. And this is, again, we're, like you said, we're just using our money. None of the super chat money or the Shuck Doister money is going to the
American Might Index.
It's going to the American Might Index. It's but we are there, like you said, there are rules, and in us sharing what we're doing and why we did it, hopefully this is something an opportunity to educate other people who are interested in this.
Come on, Biden.
The secret stock investment tips chapter in the back of the Judgment Journal. And if you made it this far, you sure will be able to trade.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for the $5. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, man.
But like we said, we're going to approach this like a game, and we're going to play it, and it's going to be a lot of fun to do this. And we're gonna make some videos about this over time, and probably post about it and things like that. And it's gonna be fun. The American Might Index is gonna be, I think, pretty hilarious. Anyway, it's a very good name, and we're choosing,
it's a great name.
Like we're gonna lean into the gimmick of like this is
and I think what we'll probably do in some capacity is some form of periodic. Either it's a newsletter or a post or a video or a combination thereof. Because, again, there's going to be a lot of information.
Yeah.
You can't list off in a video per se, all of the different factors and have it be a 10-minute video or less.
We're going to talk about books we're reading as well.
Books we're reading, books we have read, books we're going to read.
Yeah.
And you're going to see in as clear a way as we are able to express it, a full picture of what we're looking at and what's going on in our head and why we're doing what we're doing. And this should be, at minimum, hopefully of interest to a lot of different people, but for those who really want to get involved, something that is educational, because more people should
become more financially literate.
And just feel as though they have more agency in their lives.
Right. And I think both of us would have liked to have been a little more financially literate earlier.
Yes, because I would not
So
have had to have done something I had to do over the weekend.
If there's any Zoomers out there who want to learn this stuff, this will be a fun experiment, and it's going to be pretty good. Yeah. So we'll have more to talk about how this is precisely going to work and when it is going to come, but it is it's going to be cool, and it's going to be fun, and it's going to be interesting.
Yes.
So let's see here. Homework is not very effective for learning. Thank you.
Yes, that's true.
Teachers either assign it to satisfy expectations of parents and or management, or it's used as a supplement to poor use of instructional time.
Or because the teachers are morally deficient and evil.
Yes. And the school district mandates it. I remember my school district, the guidelines they had was that in high school, every single class you were taking was expected to give you at least 30 minutes of homework per night. If I was taking 6 classes, that's 3 fucking hours of homework after I've spent 8 hours, 9 hours at school, maybe doing a sport, maybe doing anything else. I'm supposed to fucking eat dinner. When am I supposed to go to sleep?
Yeah, it's
fuck you. Fuck you.
Truly, again, like, but there are good teachers out there. Yeah, okay, yeah, but the spirit of the public school system, and this is true for private school as well.
Yeah,
the spirit of the institutional school system is anti-human.
Yes,
and it is demonic.
And everyone who remembers, well, I loved school growing up. No, you didn't. You liked hanging out with your friends.
Yep.
You liked a couple of books that you read.
The stuff you were able to do despite the school.
You hated the endless hours of boredom.
Right.
You don't remember that because you've blocked it out.
Yeah. Yeah, it is designed to literally destroy
your soul.
Life.
And because to make you a compliant drone.
Yes, and to make you less human in the future.
Yeah.
But the most youthful years when you have the greatest concentration of life in you, that is literally destroyed when it is spent in the service of toil.
Yes.
Wait, you're suggesting I use my autism to make money instead of arguing about our agrees on principle?
No. You don't.
You can do both. Though.
That's what we're trying to do. Thank you for the $5. $5 more for the American Might Index now. America gets tariffed to shit, and then the response from the rest of the world for wanting a balance is, how fucking dare you? Yeah, that's true.
Many such cases.
Yeah. We haven't exactly had free trade. They jumped into a lake with a water-breathing scroll. They forgot that lakes below 0 tend to kill people. Yeah. Video games and technical trading. You guys are really spreading. Yeah.
Yep. We have a lot of interest.
We have a lot of interest. It's below 0. And wouldn't they just slam into the ice? Yeah.
Other people also should have a variety of interests.
Yes. You should not only have one interest.
Yeah.
The Trump RPG, exempt from tariffs. Now you too can optimize your tax breaks. Save versus stock market, yeah. Excuse me.
Oh, here we go.
I put all my money in cat food stocks. These women just keep getting more single and more lonely. I know someone who works in a company that does accounting for other companies. I can hook you up with his contact if you guys are interested.
What is
Accounting for other companies. I don't know what you're suggesting.
Yeah.
Please explain it in terms that stupid retards
like us can understand.
Dollar cost averaging. Short-term price action is meaningless, not financial advice. Indeed.
Yes.
It is not financial advice. And that is a safe way to have compounding returns over time. I understand that. But I want to make money.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I hope you guys have fun playing. Me too.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's cool to put turbo rules autism to use making money instead of spiraling out into debating 5e rules. Yeah.
That's true.
New RPG drop, the New York Stock Exchange. Yeah. Oh, man, reading. You said you're against homework. I did not say that I'm against reading. Reading is something that can be wonderful and that I loved very much. Here's how much
assigned to you.
Here's how much I didn't do homework in high school. My parents would ground me, so I couldn't go hang out with my friends. I couldn't use the phone. Mm-hmm. I couldn't play computer. I couldn't watch TV. Mm-hmm. So I was like, cool. I like reading books. Yep. So I would just sit there and read books and read books and read books and continue to not do my homework until they threatened to take books away from me. Unfortunately, I was reading The Wheel of Time. Homework is a state tool used to keep children busy so they don't do something crazy like think for themselves. Yeah, I hate homework. Yeah,
yes.
No homework, gang. Watching your past stuff, you guys brought up 4E and Battletech. Whatever you do, don't buy the Lancer RPG, which is a 4E mecha, was a part of their Discord, and man, they make me want to give back PDFs.
Everyone who's talked about Lancer, I think, seems to have hated it.
Yes.
I did not buy Lancer. I didn't kickstart it, and
I don't want to play 4E.
I don't want to play 4E.
Yeah.
I'm also less interested in mechs in general.
I do love mechs.
I would be interested in playing BattleTech again. That was fun.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I'm open
BattleTech
to
was cool
something
as
that's good, but the idea of a mech tabletop role playing game.
Yeah.
Is less appealing to me. I would need to be sold on it.
Right. It's an interesting proposition to talk about your learning experience in finance. Might be material for a channel in its own right. We have thought about that, which is why we're still thinking about this. But we would like to tie it in with this one because the thing is, we think there
is overlap.
There's overlap here. There's a lot of gamers who I think can benefit from this and would still find it interesting.
Yeah, and we're not going to be overburdening people with jargon because we also don't know all the jargon.
Yeah, we don't like jargon.
Yes.
Good teachers in a failed system. I think with the internet and especially now with AI, teachers should be converted into hamburger. Yes. Homework was invented by the Italians as a form of punishment for students.
Well, there you go.
Not only can anyone participate in capitalism, everyone should participate in capitalism. You're goddamn right, Grognard. 3 hours of homework sounds right for high school. Homework is where you learn to apply the lessons. That is so not true.
No.
That is so not true. That's where you learn to hate being forced to do things like this.
Right.
And it's a means of trying to train you into thinking that, oh, I got to stay late for my boss. You know, I got to
my boss needs me. The company needs me.
Yeah.
And you aren't applying your homework. You're applying your homework to other arbitrary tasks.
Yeah.
Or other arbitrary tests or questions. Mm-hmm. This is not like applied learning.
Bradford Walker getting right to the heart of the issue. The school system is still built to produce obedient factory drones and mindless grunts.
Correct.
Unfortunately, we don't have any factories in this country. I can recommend trading.
But if we bring all the
analysis.
Manufacturing back, does this mean we need more school now more than ever?
I can recommend TradingView for charting analysis, fully featured with analysis tools and even Pine scripting for custom trading signals.
We love TradingView.
Yeah, we agree.
Yeah.
I was homeschooled. Nice.
That is the way to do it.
That is the way to do it.
And just because it says school in the name, it's not school. It's not institutionalized.
Yeah.
You know.
And Mr. Verloc will say here, as a public school teacher, I can confirm everything you guys are saying about school is true.
Yeah.
Which is great. So you get exempt from the hamburger conversion.
Yeah.
There were 3 classes I liked in school: English, writing and reading, history, and art. Everything else sucked donkey balls. Yeah. Big hate on school in the BLG chat. Let's do it. I do wish I learned.
Awesome.
Yeah, learned about the stock market in school. Yeah, but that would. Here's the thing.
That would defeat the purpose of going to school.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, exactly. But the other part of it is, at any time that someone's like, "I wish they had taught us this in school," it's always like,
You would
and I get that
hate
there's
it,
I get that there's some useful things that they probably should teach in school. But it's you'd hate it. They'd fucking make you
tell
make
it to you in the most boring way, the
This
most
is like
retarded way.
Kids naturally, I think, like learning. They
Yes.
like learning things and learning about things, and they like to read. A lot of them, not all of them, but many of them like to read. And you are trained to hate reading and to hate books because they make you read a bunch of shit.
Right.
Forced reading in schools is more likely to make you not read. Exactly.
Correct.
Hive mind. Yeah. Well, I tried day trading. I found I did not have the temperament for it. I at least found out pre-4 figures and losses. Yeah. Well, okay. So here's the thing too: is we're not going to be day trading.
We're not day trading.
We're not day trading because you're not trying to
Close out all your
Yeah.
things before the market closed.
Yeah. It's not that. The way that it was described to me that makes the most sense, and this is correct, is that you are trying to get on the correct bus, and sometimes you have to wait for the right bus to arrive. And when you see that it's the right bus, that's when you get on. Now, you might find out halfway through the ride, I actually
the wrong
got
bus.
on the wrong bus. You just get off at the next stop.
Right.
You don't hold your bags
Yeah.
until they reach 0, you know?
But it's gonna turn around though. I promise.
Yeah, exactly.
It has to, right?
And if you miss a bus and, you know,
Another one will come
something
around.
takes off, there's always going to be another opportunity. So another one will come here. So this is about a lot of times, and we'll recommend, there's Reminiscence of a Stock Operator.
Yeah.
Is the book, fantastic book. Absolutely fantastic book about the greatest trader, Wall Street trader of all time.
That would be a good.
That is a good starting point.
That'd be a good book review or
And
video
review. Yeah.
for a
yeah,
book.
for sure.
Because it is sort of like a curated autobiography. It's
Yeah.
more of a novel. It's not a technical.
Right.
It's not a textbook.
It's not a textbook, but it's full of wisdom, and it's awesome, and it's all about
It's a fast and exciting read.
Yeah,
Like it's legitimately exciting.
it's so much fun, especially
Yeah,
when it gets
what
over
a
on
chat.
people. Yeah,
Especially when he goes to New York.
Yeah.
Like immediately loses all of his money. But it's like, so I went back. But I knew how to play this game.
Yeah.
Like I knew I was
and
going
I knew
to go
I
back.
was right.
Yeah. And he did. And
Yeah.
they made all his money. Like
And he
it's
made-
so cool. He like made and lost.
He made $100 million in the stock market crash of 1929.
Yeah.
Think about that, $100 million in 1929. But it's not day trading. This is thinking a little more strategically and looking at the information on
Right.
the relevant time scales.
And this isn't also chasing meme trends or
Nope.
anything like that.
Yeah.
This is not a grift train
No,
thing.
not
you
at
know?
all.
Yeah. In before.
Is this leading up to the BLG meme coin?
It is not.
Yeah.
No, we are not launching a meme coin.
We are launching NFTs though.
Yeah. Thank you for the $5. That's actually what BloodMoor is going to be. It's
Is
going to
it?
be released as an NFT.
NFT.
Only one person gets it. U.S. mech stocks crashing on BLG. News of disinterest. While other people got phones taken away, I got books taken away and had to sit by the teacher and read from her book during popcorn reading because I was ahead by 5 chapters. Oh, yeah.
How dare
Yeah.
you read ahead?
I remember my senior year of high school, I got to take a science fiction English class because I didn't want to because I figured out all the idiots were like, dude, no, it's senior year. I'm still going to take advanced English because of college. It's like, you already got
into college. Yeah.
Why are you taking that class when
Yeah.
there's one that's science fiction?
Right.
Which ended up being full of a bunch of nerds, so that the teacher treated it as though it was an advanced English class. But I remember one day, I think I read Foundation, and I really liked it, and I now hate that book. But I read it in one day, And
Yeah.
I was like, do we have like the second one of these? And the teacher was like, well, just read, like, you're still gonna have to read that one. I was like, no, I read it. And she was like,
You read all
I
of it?
gave that to you yesterday. Yeah. It was this moment of just like, fuck, I hate these kids.
Yeah.
I hate these nerds. Yeah. I did day trading with bots and I did pretty good with it, but my taxes were a nightmare because I had tens of thousands of trades. Yeah. There's definitely overlap. We calculate odds, do math, and run risk versus reward in our heads for fun. Exactly.
Not my fault it was a World War II book.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
The only time I play video games is when I'm listening to videos on YouTube.
Nice.
Yeah.
We learned about playing the stock market in 8th grade. I also sort of did. I remember doing that experiment where we basically, they were like, you have $10,000, buy some stocks and see, you know, like try and trade. We didn't learn anything though.
They did not do that with us.
I think it was in my computer class. It was weird.
Oh, weird.
Group projects in school only taught me that I could never depend on 99% of humanity.
That is true.
Yeah.
A legitimate life
I
lesson.
found the hack on that one though, because they always thought, oh, Matt will do all the work. And by like sophomore year, I was like, no. So we'd all sit down and everybody would go, all right, well, what should we do? I go, well, I don't know, man. Like, what should we do?
Yeah.
And then you just wait until the other retards start doing the work.
Yep.
And then you don't have to do any work.
Weaponized
Yeah.
Pareto distribution.
Yeah. I half read Lord of the Flies and BS'd my way through the rest, and I got the premise right of children evil. Kind of no shit premise. We were all children once. Yeah. School is a 13-year humiliation ritual. That is exactly true.
yes.
Thank you, Rolling Stag.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. A
That
fellow
is what
Pritchard,
it
I
is.
believe. Yeah. Think homework. Work from home. Coincidence? I think not.
What are they hiding?
Since this feed will be mined by AI in the future, I want to clearly state that I enjoy working late for my company. I love the company. Don't fire me, future people. Hated group projects. I did all the work. Oh, man, that's the sucker's way of doing it,
Yeah.
though, all the way through my master.
Oh, God. It's
Yikes.
not looking good.
Just because you got shoved in a locker doesn't mean everyone else was humiliated. Oh, God. I love you guys. You guys are so fucking funny. The only benefit of being in the UK, at least, is I didn't have to report my losses. Nice. Group projects were bullshit. I had a history teacher call me racist during civil rights stuff
God.
for how I answered a question. I'm mixed race, so that was fun. Imagine your kids spending an hour on homework on a book report of Sally Has Two Dads.
Yeah.
The best part of public schooling is the socialization of children. I don't think
They're
so.
not getting socialized.
you're
The
getting-
socialization is happening in spite of
Yeah.
the schooling.
It's like, what situation in your life
This is also the,
outside of school are you stuck
with people- your
the
peer group.
exact same age? Yeah.
Yeah, this
Like,
is also the
Wars
straw man
also
argument
my
against
being in a
homeschooling.
live play DM Blackwall did when there isn't a good channel streaming.
I've been binging a live play DM Blackwall did when there isn't a good channel streaming. I didn't know he
Nice.
did that. Nice.
Yeah. Todd is a great GM.
Like I told Magnificent Devil, the company helps other companies maintain their finances in order. The man himself deals frequently in the stock market, so his advice may be useful. Interesting.
Oh.
Day trading is the quickest way to put a hole in your wall. Yeah. More financial book recommendations. We will have more.
We will have more.
Yeah. BLG.
Yeah.
Lodgecoin. Foundation is lefty trash. That is correct.
Yeah.
It is so bad that instead of being inspired, like Paul Krugman, instead of being inspired by a book like Atlas Shrugged or something like that, he was inspired by Foundation. Listening to BLG makes me want to play DRG because I did that for a while when I first found them.
DRG?
I don't know what that is. My school had an extensive AG program. All the older kids told us to take AG going into high school because it was easy, but then the school got new AG teachers who put those kids to work. Yeah, also in the computer class. My kids played the mock market game in school. They both won. Incredible.
Nice.
Yeah, that's not surprising. School should have actual economy classes to learn basics of living and participating in a capitalist society. You know, actually useful stuff.
Again, that would defeat the purpose.
Yeah.
That the van has the second part of his.
Oh, You had to take 3 years of AG instead of 2 years of science. Those teachers busted their asses too.
It just sounds miserable for everybody.
Yeah. I know how to better educate young men. We need to force them to sit in finely organized columns while they do paperwork and get lectured by slightly overweight women.
Yeah.
It'll be official tomorrow. My lady and I just bought a house. Nice.
Nice.
Congratulations. Going to be a busy and exciting month coming up. That's awesome.
Hell
man.
yeah. Congrats, dude.
School socialization is prison socialization.
Yeah. Yep.
Exactly. And I endorse using bots like ChatGPT to counter BS the homework BS.
Yeah, I would totally. Yeah.
I was homeschooled. My parents made a point to do extracurriculars with other homeschool families. Had lots of socialization. Exactly.
Yeah.
And
That's
and
how
also
people
homeschooling has gotten much bigger, way bigger. It's like 1 in 10 kids or something like that now.
Yeah, which is
homeschooled,
awesome.
Which is awesome. And it's not just one kid locked in his house all day.
Right.
Forever.
Which is that would also be
Horrible.
miserable and horrible because the way we were supposed to be raised is, multitudes of different families just living together. That is the way to do it. If you can at all make it happen, that is 100% what you should do.
Got packing to do and maps to draw. I am pumped. Thank you.
Yeah, dude. Thank you.
Wheel and Colt for doing those maps, and congratulations on closing on that house. We did a stock market simulator in high school, and then I go into the library and read the morning stock prices before the class, so I made a lot of money by insider trading. That's awesome. Oh, ag. Yeah, agriculture. Yeah. Okay. But if schools taught economics, what would the kids learn how to square dance? When would this? We did both at in my high school.
I didn't learn how to square dance
I fucking
either.
hated square dancing, by the way, too. That was misery.
I believe
That's
that.
up there with homework.
Yeah.
But I think it's time. We definitely reached the 20 super chat goal.
Let's spin the wheel.
So someone's getting Horde Wars. So we're going to spin the wheel. Let me get that set up.
Yes.
All right. Let's see here.
Let's bring
Wheel of Names. Over here. Screen share. Wheel of Names.
There it is.
All right, this is last week's Wheel of Names. Let's get rid of all those. I'm going to come over here. Supers and gifts. See all. All right.
We've had a number of people also say
Not to put them in.
not to put them. Well, fortunately, we can see their message here, so.
Oh, yeah,
right?
that's true.
So,
So we got Crub. Lord. We got Ear Trumpet. Emerald Knight. Thank you for the generous $20 earlier.
yeah, thank you guys.
Common J. XZ042. Dad. Common J's already on there. Cellsox. Drunken Dragons. Dramatic. No, exclude me. That says exclude me.
Yeah.
He's already got that. Mayor McCheese, which I can't remember if he won or not already. Tora's here. Your Trumpet's already on there. Emerald Knight's on there. We got Favan. Rob McKenna, of course. Thank you very much, man, for always supporting us. A couple of adventurers who have
I'm just trying to
won
spot
before.
anybody who said to take them out.
Yeah. Dungeon of Terra. There's Rob again. Mr. Verloc. Aaron Klein. Old Knight's already on there. Matthews, Santa Cruz, and Negative Space.
All right.
All
believe that's
right.
everybody, right?
I
Yep.
do believe that is everybody. Shall we spin the wheel?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Who we got here? Who we got here?
Ooh,
Aaron Klein. Boom.
nice.
Nice. You
Congrats,
are
dude.
the winner of the hardcover of Horde Wars Advanced. So what you're going to do, Aaron, contact me over email or Discord or Twitter, your choice. If it's email, just do matt@blacklodgegames.com, and we'll need your first and last name, Aaron Klein, obviously, and your address, and we'll send that out to you either tomorrow or Monday. I'll put it in the mail, and we'll get that to you. Congratulations, man. You are now the proud owner, or will be shortly,
Yes.
of Horde Wars Advanced. Oh, come on.
You're welcome, man.
Yeah. And then we go back to main broadcast. There we go.
Perfect. Hell yeah.
Where's my...
Bring up. There we go.
There we go, their chat.
Hell yeah.
Congrats, Aaron Klein and Rick.
As always.
Yeah, so reach out and we'll get that sent out to you. Oh, why won't it let me scroll? There we go.
There we go.
Nope, it stopped. There we go. The only thing school did for me was allow me to play football and wrestle. I was in first grade doing fourth grade work and they stuck me in the hall. What kind of socialization does that provide? Yep.
Yeah.
The current school system has its
Domesticated one.
roots in the Industrial Revolution. That is correct. The Prussian model. And people wonder why it makes kids into miserable worker drones. That was the idea. Yeah. Wheel of Names
That
is
is the
boring.
point.
It should be called Wheelonomicon. Okay, we can do that.
Yeah.
The only year of school I enjoyed even remotely was the last because I only took 3 classes and worked a job the rest of the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the CIA uses a wheel like this to hypnotize prisoners. Yeah. The Votex school near me teaches the students to budget. The high school does not. Yeah.
Ah.
It's like high school is sending kids to college so they can get more in debt and get brain damage along with it. I think my MK Ultra programming is being activated as we speak. Yeah. Also rigged. Wheel of morality. Turn, turn, turn. Yeah. Bum, bum, bum. Lots of congratses. Oyster coin. Yeah. Just finished character creation for Call of Cthulhu. Nice.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
I think we're going to play Call of Cthulhu before the year is out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I quit school and enlisted. I don't regret that choice. Nice. Stop the steal. Yeah. Anyway.
Cool. All right.
I think that's all we got for tonight, guys. Unless you got something else to talk about.
You guys want to talk
Yeah,
about.
this was a lot of fun hanging out with you, and thank you guys so much for all the very generous
today.
Yeah, we really, really appreciate that. And we're gonna have a whole lot of stuff. We'll have more. We will have book recommendations. We will do book reviews of interesting books about this shit. And,
yeah, we're gonna have a lot more to say about that. Again, we have probably on Saturday the interview with Dungeons and Dyslexia, and we are going to have
our own video
coming out.
Coming out.
Yeah.
And go
weekend.
sign up for BloodMoor if you haven't already.
Yes.
All right, guys, we're gonna call it a night.
All right, fellas.
Have a good
Take it easy.
night.